lot of Hokies and a lot of number 22s around Charlotte. This place is buzzing all day.
Actually, during last year's run to the Final Four, and it's Rose Michaud off the mark. Offensive rebound, Kitley.
And the post, and when the shot goes up, a shot that Iowa wants Michaud to take. It's a great rebound by Kitley.
Kate Martin off the bounce, and the nice feed to Hannah Stuelke. The newcomers, not a ton of depth for the Hokies. This group will get a lot of run tonight.
Well, and you play Kayla King perfectly to make her put it on the floor.
Graduating from last year's Final Four team, they are going to need their bigs to step up all year long to get them back to the Final Four. They'll throw a double, try and trap Amoore, and a bump and a foul called on Caitlin Clark.
It's not a called trap over there. It's a trap that right in front of Lisa Bluter that she doesn't like the call, obviously. But you know what? I like the aggressiveness that Iowa started out in their man-to-man defense. Trying to front Kitley inside, trying to keep her from catching it too deep.
Amoore gets it back from Kitley, around and out. Rebounded by Martin.
This is the kind of pace we expected, Beth.
Davis gets it to Clark, drops it off for the assist, and another bucket for Stuelke. The 6'2 sophomore out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, had a 22-point game in their opening win against Fairleigh Dickinson.
Hannah Stuelke has great athleticism. She can play with pace. She can get up and down the floor in this transition game.
Marshall gets the steal on the run. Davis couldn't get the finish. Big matchup here at the point with Amoore and Marshall. Eck can't knock it down.
Watch Caitlin Clark get through the nail to the middle of the floor and drop it down for Stuelke. When you're in the post, you have to have your hands ready because she's going to find you.
Yeah, look at the numbers. You know, everybody knows about the scoring, but she can rebound and the assists. 2 years ago, she led the country in both scoring and assists. Clark hits the three.
Too much space. 7-0 run for the Hawkeyes.
You know, that range is out to the logos, and that includes the one out at half court.
You have got to close down the space on Caitlin Clark. Watch right here. Look at that distance right there. That is too much space. Such a good job of using the bounce to escape a little bit, and Kayla King has to come out with a much longer closeout.
Again, the Iowa defense able to force the turnover. Clark this time off the bounce, and it's blocked out of bounds. Off the wing, Martin trying to wrap it underneath. And what a run it was down the stretch, winning their first ACC tournament championship and then reaching the Final Four. And
I'm going to tell you right now, next time down the floor, Virginia Tech is going to go inside to Kitley.
Backdoor for Clark and a hold out on the perimeter. Lisa Bluter now in her 24th season at Iowa, 40th season coaching college basketball. She is 5 wins away from 500 during her Iowa tenure. She's the dean of the Big Ten coaches. Clark hard off the back iron. Davis does the same.
I think I'd be patient right here and wait for Kitley.
The skip for 3, and they open up the ball game just 1 for 7. Kenny Brooks on the other side for the Hokies, now in his 8th year. He was talking about how this atmosphere feels like the Final Four. That's the kind of buzz and the anticipation. And another foul drawn by Clark.
It's so tough the way Iowa spreads the floor because you can't come off and help off of any of their shooters on the court. Okay. They've got 4 3-point shooters on the floor around Stuelke. And they do a great job of spacing. Watch right here. Look how wide open the lane is, Beth. It's hard to pinch from the weak side because if you pinch from the weak side, she's going to kick it to the corner for a 3.
And that's the second foul on Kayla King. So they are down a starter as Stuelke walks with it. Kitley gets a touch. Well, that turnaround is so good.
It's deadly. And it's really hard to close the space on that step, the way she reverse pivots away from the basket. That's why you got to wait for her, Beth. Wait for her to get down there.
Off the crossover, Clark had it knocked loose.
I mean, watch where she catches, and then look at the footwork. One-on-one, they do a great job of clearing everybody out. She does a terrific job of turning over that right shoulder.
Looking for three, off the mark from Marshall. Offensive rebound, kept alive by Q Affolter. Clark wants a screen. Gets a switch and a double, and rewards the screener.
That is a beautiful executed play, and hard again to help from the weak side.
Virginia Tech, Kitley's 2 for 2. The rest of the Hokies have not hit a bucket yet. Let's revisit Caitlin Clark's vision.
Watch this, Beth. Kitley's gonna hedge, and when she hedges, look at Stuelke to the rim. Help late on the weak side, and it's a bucket for the Hawkeyes.
All right, Super Mario fans, time for Super Caitlin. But oh no, the final boss denying that crown. That's really the only thing absent from what has been just a stellar career. The Clarkies are all out tonight here in Charlotte. What an atmosphere.
It's incredible.
For a November game on a neutral site.
Yeah, neither of these teams from the state of North Carolina. Unprecedented, Beth. Both these teams got a payout of $150,000 to play in this game. The first 50 years of Title IX was about opportunity. I want the next 50 to be about investment. This is a perfect example on a beautiful stage in November with 2 top 10 teams and 2 All-Americans. Both teams with aspirations to go back to the Final Four.
And to Ally for being a sponsor of this tip-off. And the venue has been spectacular. The crowd is out. Now the two teams just looking to score a little bit. A slow start for both sides as Clark drives and scoops it up and in.
I think that would be 3 steps over there.
She has scored or assisted now on their last 9 points.
Kenny Brooks jumped off the bench. That's the highest I've ever seen his vertical. And he used to have one back in the day.
Amoore back to Kitley. And a struggle here for the Hokies early on. 2 for 10 in this supercharged environment. Clark, early heat check. Back out to Caitlin.
You got to close that space, high hands. Here comes the hedge by Kitley and the roll.
That is twice.
Easy.
That is twice they have beaten the high hard hedge.
It's not going to work. I don't think it's going to work. They might have to change their ball screen coverage because that's 2 easy layups for Iowa.
Debbie, they hoping the size of Kitley would help in that?
I thought at 6'6" it would be something different, hedging on a ball screen that Caitlin has not seen.
Yep.
Well, guess what? She's seen it twice now and she scored.
She's read it. Amoore, and finally another one of the Hokies gets on the board. Clark, that is already the 3rd foul she has drawn on a Tech defender here in the first quarter.
Watch this right here. I think that might have been a couple steps.
That's NBA. But it is an NBA arena.
It is, yes. And then off the hedge, right? She wraps it around. You know, she told me one time that she loves making those passes where she can pass the ball from the outside of her body back inside, those wraparound passes with her right hand.
Already with 3 assists. Marshall, you got to get out on the shooter. Kitley with the rebound.
So the game started out fast, both teams up and down. Now Virginia Tech needs to slow it down because they have to take advantage of 6'6" on the block. I don't think they've done that yet.
Foul on Molly Davis. You cannot have both hands on the ball handler. That's her first.
And now with Sharon Goodman on the floor at 6'3", she would be the most experienced player in Lisa Bluter's system. She's been there the longest. But she didn't get a lot of time because she was playing behind Monica Sonano.
3 ball is good.
And with Kitley on the top of the floor facilitating in that little dribble handoff action, that is tough to guard as well.
Clark on the drive, around and out. So you got Clark, who had the most threes in the country last year. Amoore had the second most threes in the country last year. On the drive, up and in, and one.
Watch this right here. It's a great job moving without the ball by Amoore. She runs her defender, Gabby Marshall, right into Kitley, and then on a closeout, a great attack by Wenzel. A 7-0 run for the Hokies.
So a good response from Virginia Tech, and now one of their starters at Iowa in trouble. That's Molly Davis with 2. And Wenzel to the line, a redshirt freshman from San Antonio. So you've got all the experience in the starting lineup, and then almost everybody coming off the bench is a rook for the Hawkeyes.
Both teams, really.
Virginia Tech, yep. Clark with Eck defending. Can't knock that down. Second chance and a whistle and a foul. Caitlin has opened up 2 for 8 so far from the floor. They've been getting a hand in her face.
And I like the way Joe Vasili, a veteran official, refereed that, because now flopping is in the game. And instead of calling a flop or faking the official, he just gave her just a slight little reminder, instead of making a big deal about it.
Well, the new flopping foul does come with 1 warning, and then a second time it's a technical foul.
He didn't give an official warning. He gave a professional warning, I would say.
Well said. Eck. Kitley knocked loose.
Out of bounds, Hokies ball.
Well, Kenny Brooks is an excellent play caller, but right now, when the ball has gone through Kitley is when they've been able to score, right? Whether she catches it on the block or she's facilitating on the top of the floor.
Eck aired that one. They are trying to win a top 5 game against a top 5 opponent for just the second time ever. Clark trying to make it tough on him. That one-handed runner goes.
When you play Caitlin Clark, if she goes right, the percentage of her going all the way to the rim is much higher than when she goes left. She loves that step back going left.
2-man game, Amoore, Kitley, Georgia steps back and hits it. That's a shot she was working on today in shoot-around.
And an excellent screen by Kitley.
Clark, logo 3 won't go. And now a chance for Tech to grab the lead after a shaky start. They have settled down nicely.
They're clearing out for a little 2-man game. Go right back to the same play, Beth. I like it. Don't overcoach it.
No.
It works. Run it again. Watch for Kat Martin on a little slip here. There she is.
They swing it around. Affolter for 3, way off. And that's a shot clock violation, so Virginia Tech will have some time here. Good defensive set by the Hokies, made Clark give it up. Amoore, good if it goes. Got it!
Hey!
Oh, something brewing tonight. Something going on tonight in the Queen City. Amoore, half court. Message delivered. Game on. 14-2, Hokie run.
Oh, it's called the blender.
Hey, that's called the blender. Wow.
That microphone will call game.
Uh-oh. No disguise.